Good to have you here. I'm George Snyder, one of the developers of the AI-MCP Agent platform, and in this series I take a single real business problem and build a working agent for it, start to finish, right on camera. Today we're stepping into a professional services firm, a tax practice. This is a tax Q&A assistant for Summit Tax Group. It answers the questions that flood a firm every filing season: deductions versus credits, home office rules, multi-state wages, quarterly payments, each answer drawn from the firm's own memos and cited to the source. And for anything personalized, it points the client to a professional. Let's design it, look at its knowledge and guardrails, test it, and put it into production. Here's the agent in the visual designer. Every solution is a workflow, read left to right. It starts, connects to a language model, applies its guardrails, draws on a knowledge base of the firm's tax materials, adds a voice services task so it can also speak and listen, follows its instructions, and returns a cited answer. There's no code. Each capability is just a task you drop onto the canvas and configure. The knowledge is what keeps it accurate. The knowledge task connects the agent to the firm's own library, summaries of deductions and credits, multi-state income tax notes, and Summit's internal Q&A memos on filing status, estimated payments, and record keeping. When a client asks, the agent retrieves the relevant passages and answers only from them, citing the exact document, so it never invents a threshold or a due date. In a regulated field like tax, the guardrails matter as much as the answers. The guardrails task attaches a mandatory disclaimer to every response, a clear reminder that this is general tax information, not personalized advice, and to consult a professional about a specific situation. It also screens incoming messages for prompt injection attempts. It can run in monitor mode to observe or enforce mode to actively apply the policy. Here it's enforcing. Before we ship, we test it. The test agent panel lets us talk to it just like a client would. We ask the classic deduction versus credit question, and it answers from the firm's materials cited with the disclaimer attached. Then we ask for a personalized calculation on our own income, and it holds the line, declining individualized advice and pointing us to a professional. Every turn is also metered. Opening the chat history shows the exact per turn cost, the model, the tokens, and the running session total. And finally, look at the voice control up top. Because we gave it a voice task, this same agent can run as a voice agent too, over WebSocket or WebRTC. With the agent tested, it's time to put it to work. Saving it publishes the agent with a unique code, and it can be delivered in several ways. The first is an embeddable chat widget. Drop it onto the firm's website so a client can get an instant, cited answer at any hour without waiting for the office to open. A visitor asks the deduction versus credit question, and the widget answers straight from the firm's materials, source and disclaimer included, self-service that reflects the firm's own guidance, available around the clock, and serving everyone who lands on the page at once. A tax firm is also a staffed practice, so the second way is Chat Assist, our live agent co-pilot. A firm staffer handling live client messages hands the question to the assistant, the very same agent, and it drafts a cited answer with the source and the disclaimer. The staffer reviews it, adds a personal note, and sends it. The AI does the first draft. The person keeps the judgment and the relationship. And there's a third way to reach it, the phone. Because this is an AI-MCP agent, the very same assistant or a whole multi-agent team can connect to a standards-based SIP telephony provider and answer real phone calls, so a client could simply dial in. It's all managed here in Telephony Setup. The provider, the numbers, and the call history. One agent on the web, in chat, and over the phone. That's the tax Q&A assistant, a grounded, cited helper that turns a firm's own memos into instant answers, attaches the right disclaimer every time, and knows when to hand a client to a professional. Designed on one canvas, tested live, and delivered as a chat widget, a live agent co-pilot, or a phone line, all without writing code. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. I'm George Snyder, and I'll see you in the next AI-MCP use case review.